Today we're breaking down Marry My Husband, Part 1. So get comfy and let's binge. Our story kicks off with Kang Ji-won stuck in a nightmare of a marriage. Unable to have kids, her mother-in-law is all over her case. And her husband, Park Min-hwan, without consulting her, just quits his job to play the stock market, leaving her to handle the mortgage and bills. To make things worse, she is diagnosed with cancer, and her loving hubby's first concern is, who's going to cook for me now? Thankfully, her best friend, Jung Soo-min, is there to support her, visiting her in the hospital and cheering her up. Ji-won believes Soo-min is the only one who truly cares about her, until one day, Ji-won drags her sick self home, only to find Ji-min's high heels at the entrance and, shocker, hears her husband and friend getting it on in the bedroom. Furious, she confronts them, but things get physical. Min-hwa sides with the homewrecker and pushes his wife Ji-won, leading to a fatal fall. Suddenly, Ji-won wakes up back at work, completely alive. Ji-won then sees her despicable husband standing in front of her. At that moment, she screams and starts beating him up. Min-hwan clenches his fist, ready to hit her, but just then a man pushes him away and pulls Ji-won to safety. The man turns out to be Yoo Ji-hyuk, Ji-won's boss at the company. That's when Ji-won realizes she had just been killed by her husband. Yet here she is, alive and at work. Ji-won's legs give out, and Ji-hyuk catches her just in time. She notices the scar on her hand is gone, and she looks younger in the mirror. Completely in shock, she stumbles back, almost dropping a kettle. Ji-hyuk saves her again, and she then realizes she's been sent back 10 years. The busting train station outside confirms it with ads from a decade ago. Ji-hyuk helps her retrieve her fallen shoe and calms her down with some food and even gives her some money. At home, she sees that the food in the fridge had production date from 10 years ago. Ji-hyuk's kindness and a warm meal makes Ji-won smile, feeling a rare sense of warmth in this second chance at life. After eating, Ji-won's mind races. She's certain she isn't destined for a cancer-filled future anymore. She also realizes Ji-hyuk is a rich heir who will inherit his family's company in a few years. Ji-won concludes she must have traveled back 10 years in time. Just as Ji-won is trying to make sense of her new reality, Min-hwan, her future scumbag husband, now just her boyfriend, comes and asks if she's acting weird because she's pregnant. Ji-won then remembers that 10 years ago she had gastritis, which Min-hwan mistook for pregnancy. Min-hwan, ever the slime ball, pretends to be concerned and suggests she get rid of the imaginary baby as it will impact her career progression. Ji-won scoffs, realizing he's always planned to smooch off her forever. She tells him she's not pregnant and that they should break up. Min-hwan, with his fragile ego, refuses to be dumped and makes a scene, leading them to the police station. The police dismisses it as a typical couple's quarrel, but Ji-won knows she needs a better strategy to ditch him for good. Back home, Ji-won plans to move out and checks her bank account, only to find she has just enough to survive for a month. All her hard-earned money has been wasted supporting that useless boyfriend. Min-hwan, sticking to his old tricks, texts her with apologies and promises of getting rich through stocks. Stocks? That's when she remembers a stock that skyrocketed 10 years ago. If she invests now, she's bound to make bank. Ji-won gets a checkup and confirms she's healthier than ever, and she decides to use this opportunity of rebirth to change her future. She's determined not to let that tragic life repeat. Ji-won hits the library to brush up on her stock knowledge and meets Ji-hyuk again, this time with the burn scar from saving her. Feeling guilty, she buys him lunch, discovering he's not just an undercover rich heir, he's also quite handsome. He asks if she's planning to quit, and she nods, determined to change her fate. At this moment, Ji-won's phone rings. It's her best friend, Jung Soo-min. Ji-won ignores the call, having already warned herself to be wary of Joo-min's fake friendship. Suddenly, she grabs Ji-hyuk's arm because she notices that Ji-hyuk's mark matches the scar that she once had. He looks at her with these earnest eyes and gently asks her not to quit, believing she has great potential. His faith in her warms her heart. Ji-hyuk doesn't realize that as Ji-won walks away, he watches her with longing. That night, he brings her red date tea, and Ji-won can't help but think he's a million times better than her ex. His words give her the motivation she needs. She realizes she has many ambitions she never pursued because she didn't want to outshine her husband. The next day at work, Ji-won dodges her boyfriend while buying stocks that was about to skyrocket. She casually drops a story to Soo-min about a husband cheating on his wife with her best friend. Soo-min, clueless, vehemently defends the wife, calling the best friend worse than the cheating husband. which Ji-won finds deliciously ironic. During a break at work, Ji-won sees a cup about to fall off the table. She remembers how she once tried to catch it and tripped over a cardboard box, injuring herself. This time she avoids the box and catches the cup without getting hurt. At that moment, Ji-won realizes that the future can be changed. But just as she thinks this, someone else trips over a small cart, injuring themselves in the same spot as she did before. Remembering Ji-hyuk's burned scar, Ji-won suddenly understands the connection. Some things are destined to happen. She can't change the outcome, but she can change who they affect. If she can make someone else take the fall, she can avoid the disaster herself. With this in mind, Ji-won decides to set up Soo-min with Min-hwa, hoping to transfer her tragic fate to her so-called friend. Just as Ji-won is contemplating her next move, her department head starts scolding her for buying coffee during work hours. Ji-won is about to apologize, but Ji-hyuk steps in with a stern look, making the department head immediately shut up. He then takes Ji-won to the company rooftop, hoping she can drink her coffee in peace. Ji-won admits that Ji-hyuk's earlier encouragement has made her reconsider quitting. Instead, she's now determined to make a mark in her career. Hearing this, Ji-hyuk smiles, and it's the first time Ji-won has seen this ice-cold boss smile. Seizing the moment, Ji-hyuk asks Ji-won if she has plans for the weekend. Before she can respond, Soo-min rushes over, claims that she and Ji-won already have plans to hang out. Ji-won feels uncomfortable with Soo-min's fake friendliness, which makes Soo-min quite annoyed. In the elevator, Soo-min keeps grumbling, thinking Ji-won is dull and not nearly as impressive as herself, yet somehow guys are circling her like bees. Meanwhile, Ji-won buys painkillers for Ji-hyuk, whose arm got injured protecting her from the hot kettle. Ji-hyuk splits the pills, giving half to Ji-won, worrying more about her knee injury than his own arm. Ji-won finds it strange that all the warmth she feels in the second chance seems to come from Ji-hyuk. Later, seeing Ji-won in the manager's office, Min-hwa drags her to the storage room, accusing her of trying to seduce Ji-hyuk. For her revenge plan, Ji-won decides to play along. She pretends to be coy, claiming she wants Min-hwa to value her more, which immediately hooks him. Min-hwa closes in on her and tilts her chin, trying to get intimate right there. Just then, a colleague named Yan enters, making Min-hwa leave awkwardly. Yan reminds Ji-won gently that even couples can't force each other into anything, earning Ji-won's trust with her kind words. She needs an ally for her revenge, after all, so it's lunchtime, and Ji-won tries to get her boyfriend Min-hwa to take Soo-min out for lunch, hoping they'll hit it off alone. But Soo-min, the queen of cleanliness, insists on eating at the company cafeteria with everyone. Ji-won notices Soo-min piling a mountain of stir-fried pork onto her plate and realizes she's up to no good. In her past life, since Ji-won refused to go out for lunch, Soo-min took revenge by accidentally spilling the pork all over her. But now Ji-won, with a sly smirk, subtly lifts her leg, causing Soo-min to trip and fall forward, splashing the food right onto Min-hwa's shirt instead. Later, during a restroom break, Ji-won runs into another young colleague, Yoo-hui. She helped her out with a sanitary pad and is instant bonding for the girls. They haven't talked much before, but now Ji-won realizes that Yoo-hui is a kind-hearted girl. Back at the table, Ji-won casually mentions that Min-hwa's shirt, which is covered in sauce, is ridiculously expensive. Seeing this, Soo-min jumps into action, playing the innocent damsel, gently scratching her head and using her sweetest voice. Min-hwa's heart melts instantly. Ji-won then suggests that Min-hwa stay and have lunch with Soo-min. When the crowded elevator door closes, squishing the pair to the back, Soo-min isn't holding back anymore. She's poking Min-hwa's chest and whispering sweet nothings in his ear. After a series of flirty moves, Min-hwa is now practically drooling. Soo-min then gifts Ji-won a pair of designer earrings, saying it's a sister set and insisting Ji-won wear it for their weekend gathering. That weekend. It's one of Ji-won's worst memories. At the gathering, Ji-won showed up in sweatpants, only to realize it's actually a school reunion that Soo-min forgot to mention. In the restroom, she overheard classmates mocking her and finds out that Soo-min's earrings are real, while her so-called sister set is fake. Humiliated, Ji-won swore never to attend such a reunion again. In the present, she runs into Ji-hyuk after work, and he notices the earrings and immediately spots them as fake. He offers to drive her home, but Ji-won declines, saying she has important plans for the evening. Both Min-hwa and Soo-min claims to be heading to Ji-won's place, so Ji-won decides to fast-track her plan to get the two of them into bed. That evening, Ji-won plans to have Min-hwa and Soo-min over at her place, hoping to set them up and transfer her misfortune to Soo-min. But surprise, Soo-min doesn't show, and Min-hwa, all fired up, starts making a move on Ji-won. Just as Minghwan, stark naked, is closing in on her, the doorbell rings. Ji-won dashes for the door, and it's a fried chicken delivery. Neither Ji-won nor Minghwan ordered anything, but the delivery guy insists, checking the order several times. Seizing the moment, Ji-won swiftly kicks Minghwan out. Little does Minghwan know, this chicken delivery was actually orchestrated by Ji-hyuk to interrupt his shenanigans. It seems somehow he already knew this unpleasant encounter was going to happen. Minghwan, full of frustration, leaves, and Ji-won starts thinking about the upcoming class reunion. Being from the future, she knows she's going to get mocked and humiliated if things go as they did before. To change her fate, she needs to take action. Ji-won receives a message from Yoo-hui inviting her to go shopping over the weekend. Unlike Soo-min, Yoo-hui is a genuine nice girl. Ji-won agrees, and while shopping, they pass by a brand-name store displaying the same earrings Soo-min has given her. Comparing the two pairs, it's clear that Soo-min's gift was low-quality fake. Reflecting on her past trust in Soo-min, Ji-won feels quite foolish. There was a time when Ji-won forgot to buy Soo-min's favorite candy, causing Soo-min to pout until Minghwan arrived. Soo-min then gleefully went flower viewing with him, leaving Ji-won to carry all their heavy bags. There were so many red flags, honestly. Luckily, Ji-won now has Yoo-hui as a new friend. They spend their time drinking soju and eating dumplings, chatting and laughing without a care in the world. To boost Ji-won's confidence, Yoo-hui takes her to get a makeover. Ji-won's only thought is to look as stunning as if she's been reborn. Hair artists, makeup artists, and stylists work their magic. In no time, Ji-won is transformed into a breathtaking beauty, a far cry from her cancer-stricken future self. Yoo-hui helps her try on several outfits, each one making Ji-won look even more fabulous. At the class reunion, Soo-min is busy bragging to classmates about how supportive Ji-won is, while simultaneously spreading all sorts of lies about her. She even claims Ji-won has a crush on her man. When Ji-won finally arrives, her classmates are left speechless. Soo-min turns and is shocked to see Ji-won looking absolutely stunning. One female classmate sarcastically suggests Ji-won must be wearing earrings that are a knockoff of Soo-min. Soo-min waits for Ji-won to take the bait, but Ji-won stays cool. Her classmates soon realize that actually Ji-won's earrings are real, while Soo-min's look like the cheapest kind of knockoffs in comparison. Turns out, Yoo-hui educated Ji-won on the levels of counterfeit goods, pointing out that Soo-min's gifted earrings are bottom-tier fakes, while the ones that she got for herself is probably mid-tier fakes. So to save Ji-won from embarrassment, Yoo-hui lends her the genuine pair of the same earrings. Suddenly, Soo-min becomes the center of ridicule. Fuming, Soo-min rips off her earrings while Ji-won heads to the restroom, where a few classmates walk in. One of them realizes Ji-won is there and decides to confront her. She then goes on to give Ji-won a hard time for wanting everything Ji-min has, including the earrings. Ji-won then calmly pulls out the card that came with Soo-min's gift, exposing the fake earrings as a gift, and that she insisted on her wearing it to the reunion. She admits that after realizing they're fake, she bought a genuine pair to preserve their friendship. The bullies then brings up Ji-won stealing Soo-min's boyfriend, so Ji-won calls Minghwan, who publicly confirms that they are the real pair. With her classmates silenced, Ji-won plans to leave the reunion. The bully, however, isn't done. She demands a public apology from Ji-won for causing Soo-min's breakup back in high school. A lie that Soo-min had fed them yet again. Enraged, Ji-won fights back, reminding them that Soo-min's lies had led to 3 years of bullying in high school. It's not her who needs to apologize, but the ignorant bunch who easily believed in unverified rumors and false accusations. Just as the tension at the reunion reaches its peak, a voice cuts through the room. It's Big Young-ho. In front of everyone, Young-ho boldly declares that he never dated Soo-min and clears up all the lies that she's been spreading. Turns out, Ji-hyuk had reached out to Young-ho beforehand, asking him to attend the reunion and set the record straight. Young-ho doesn't hold back, even calling out the classmates who bullied Ji-won in the past. Ji-won quietly steps out of the room as the classmates start doubting Soo-min's whole stories. Soo-min tries to play it cool, but the damage is done. Everyone now sees her for what she really is, a manipulative liar who throws her friends under the bus. Furious and humiliated, Soo-min storms off to the restroom, trying to call Ji-won, but Ji-won ignores her. When Soo-min returns to the dining hall, she finds that everyone has ditched her at the restaurant. Meanwhile, Young-ho chases after Ji-won and in a surprising turn of events, confesses his feelings. He reveals that she was his first love and that he's never been able to forget her all these years. Watching this from a distance, Ji-hyuk immediately takes notice. Wasting no time, he calls Ji-won under the pretense of a work meeting and asks her to meet him at a nearby restaurant. Before leaving, Ji-won hesitantly but eventually gives Yong-ho her number. At the restaurant, Ji-won arrives to find Ji-hyuk preparing for an online marketing event. Ji-hyuk introduces her to a senior executive who gives off creepy vibes and tries to shake Ji-won's hand. Ji-hyuk steps in, blocking the handshake and protecting Ji-won from the executive's advances. After the event, Ji-hyuk offers to drive Ji-won home. On the way, Ji-won receives a message from Yong-ho, which makes her smile. She tells Ji-hyuk that Yong-ho was her first love as well, and Ji-hyuk's mood visibly darkens. He subtly suggests that Ji-won should let go of her past feelings. Ji-won reassures him that she no longer feels the same way about Yong-ho, especially since she already has a boyfriend. Ji-hyuk, however, shifts from annoyed to quietly disappointed. As they chat, Ji-won mentions her desire to learn self-defense. Ji-hyuk immediately offers to teach her, making Ji-won laugh. Meanwhile, back at Ji-won's apartment building, Min-hwan runs into Soo-min, who starts crying dramatically. Min-hwan, ever the sucker for Soo-min's theatrics, decides to take her to Ji-won's place. But when they try the door, they find that Ji-won has changed the door code. Nice. Soo-min puts on her best poor me act, and Min-hwan, unable to resist, takes her out for drinks instead. As they drink, Min-hwan showers Soo-min with attention, while Soo-min pulls her classic pick-me routine. Min-hwan, now completely smitten again, clumsily tries to comfort her. Their chopsticks accidentally touch, and the moment feels as scandalous as physical cheating, at least in their delusional minds. Back at home, Ji-won finds an interior design proposal left by Yoo-hui. Interior design has always been one of Ji-won's dreams, and seeing Yoo-hui's adorable sketches makes Ji-won smile. For the first time in a while, she feels like she's made a genuine, honest friend. Meanwhile, Soo-min sends Ji-won a message, but Ji-won couldn't care less. Realizing Min-hwan and Soo-min are together right now, she knows this is a golden opportunity. Ji-won encourages Min-hwan to drop Soo-min off at her place. Ji-won can't help but hope that Soo-min marries Min-hwan soon. What a perfect match for her revenge plan. The next day at work, Ji-won shows up in a stunning white blouse and a sleek black pencil skirt, looking absolutely irresistible. Min-hwan, seeing that his girlfriend's sudden glow-up, rushes over to shower her with attention. Ji-hyuk, on the other hand, is so distracted by Ji-won's appearance that he bumps into desks and co-workers before walking straight up to her. He awkwardly tells her that her outfit isn't appropriate for work, but it's clear he's just wondering why she looks so gorgeous today. Ji-won becomes the talk of the office, with co-workers praising Min-hwan for having such a beautiful girlfriend. Min-hwan, however, grows anxious and pulls Ji-won aside, warning her that Ji-hyuk might have feelings for her. He then tries to get handsy, brushing Ji-won's hair and attempting to lean in closer. Thankfully, Ji-won accidentally spills coffee all over him, forcing him to back off. Later, Soo-min approaches Ji-won to, quote-unquote, apologize for the drama at the reunion. Ji-won, internally rolling her eyes, pretends to believe her. She even casually mentions that Min-hwan has been making a lot of money from stock lately. Soo-min's eyes light up again, clearly hatching a new scheme. After work, while waiting for the elevator, Soo-min calls Ji-won by her first name as usual. This time, coworkers give her strange looks, prompting Soo-min to quickly switch to a more formal tone towards her superior. Ji-won stays silent, knowing this revenge game is just getting started. Once they step out of the elevator, Ji-hyuk directly asks Ji-won why she dressed up so much for work. He's curious if she's trying to impress someone. Ji-won admits that she wants to earn respect through her appearance, not to please any man. Hearing this, Ji-hyuk smiles again, relieved. Ji-won then suggests Ji-hyuk try a different style himself. Ji-hyuk, thinking about Ji-won's earlier comment about wanting to learn self-defense, secretly feels giddy. That night, Ji-hyuk even practices taekwondo with a friend to prepare for teaching Ji-won. Meanwhile, Ji-won spots Yoo-hui acting chummy with a handsome man after buying her dream bag. At this moment, Ji-won stops in her tracks, realizing who it is. It's her boss, Ji-hyuk. Perhaps Ji-hyuk's kindness might just be because she's friends with Yoo-hui? Feeling a sudden pang of disappointment, Ji-won assumes Ji-hyuk and Yoo-hui are a couple. What she doesn't know is that Ji-hyuk and Yoo-hui are actually siblings. Ji-hyuk, inspired by Ji-won's words, even asks her fashion-savvy sister to help him pick out clothes. He's also prepared to teach Ji-won self-defense, determined to support her in every way. Later that night, Ji-hyuk stares at his reflection in the mirror. Beneath his collarbone is a small blue heart, a mark that Ji-won's father used to draw on the bills when giving her pocket money. Ji-hyuk mutters to himself, knowing that Min-hwan will soon cheat on Ji-won with Soo-min. Turns out, Ji-hyuk, like Ji-won, has also traveled back in time. Ji-hyuk remembers Ji-won's funeral 10 years in the future, where Min-hwan and Soo-min were arrested for her murder. After hearing countless pitiful stories about Ji-won from their classmates at the funeral, a distracted Ji-hyo had a fatal car accident. When he woke up, he found the blue heart on his chest, realizing that he had been given a second chance to protect Ji-won. And so here we end part 1 of Marry My Husband. If you like it, remember to subscribe to Dramas and Pajamas for more updates. Catch you next time.